What's up YouTube? This is Penn and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I will be going over a film example of iTunes streaming on the Samsung S90C. So I'm going to give you a little bit of transparency and some clarity before starting this content. So it was evident. I will always see people type in the forums or say when you have a quality 4K television, the higher you go in size, the more obvious it's going to look when you are playing digital or streaming content that is more compressed than what you would typically see on a 4K disc or even through a source like Kaleidoscape, for example. All right, and my apologies, the camera did move for a bit. That was my mistake. All right, so the goal for this is to just give you some talking points, show some examples, pause to where, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Now, I do have a total of 74 movies here on iTunes. This is just meant as a supplement. This is just another digital backup. This is not my preferred way to watch my content, but it is a step in the right direction. It's a solid start. It's going to get you from point A to point B. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not the best thing in the world, but it is convenient for a lot of people. So I'm going to be covering this aspect of it because a lot of times when you purchase a high quality panel, sometimes you're not going to be feeding it high quality sources all the time. You're going to be doing some mixed content consuming with it. So let me just pick something. Let's start off. Let's do Venom. Let There Be Carnage. So let me turn the volume all the way down on this. Let me play it. All right. Let's see if we can go to scenes. Let's see what we can bring here. I just used the chapters. That's fine. All right. So I don't want to play too much of it, but when I jump from the LG C2 65-inch to the Samsung S90C 77, yes, it is very obvious that this is streaming. You know, it's more compressed. I see it in the signal, things like that. Now, I'm roughly about from the tripod and from the television where I'm standing, I want to say about 5 feet, things like that. The further you sit back, maybe it won't be as obvious that you're streaming. But if you have an eye for this, there's certain details that you just can't overlook, like the overall softness, the graininess of things. The picture just looks soft. Now, I'll have to check like Blu-ray.com. This movie can potentially be like a 4K upscale, meaning that it wasn't shot with native 4K camera. Once I get the facts on that, I'll put that in the description, things like that. But it's interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's just interesting. So let me do this. How about you go to a scene here? Okay. So mind you, I'm sort of pressing play and I'm pausing because mainly the talking points is going to be here. So this part here, this is overall like it looks cinematic. You know, there's like the blur going on in the background so that we can focus on Venom, which is standing in the middle of the framing that you see on a picture. And compositional wise, you're able to draw your focus in on a character due to how the background is being blurred or phased out. Now, this isn't the cleanest, this isn't the sharpest. You can see a little bit of like grain or noise. Definitely, if you look down below, like in Venom's upper body, like the chest area or even towards the arms, it starts to get a little bit hazy, but that can also be the scene effects. I believe it was sort of like raining in this scene as well, so that can sort of explain it. But you can tell it's not that pure 4K UHD transfer. It's compressed. And the point is, it becomes more obvious when you step up in size. Definitely when you have a quality panel such as this. So I'm just giving you a heads up and just giving you some talking points so that you can have an idea of what you can expect when you're streaming versus watching a 4K Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray rips, which is what I do with the NVIDIA Shield. All right, because it gives me that video and that audio. Apple is more or less my streaming device when it comes to other stuff. But iTunes is something that I do enjoy from time to time, and I like showing different scenes and different chapters and like doing my own comparisons, if that makes sense. All right, so let me do this. All right, so it's definitely raining. Now, let me let that clear, let that go away. So I'm gonna be honest. I got the sharpen setting on this television set to 10. Samsung's processor is doing a pretty good job here. I mean, it's sharp. This scene is definitely more clearer than a previous one, and it just could have been the compositional framing. But to be honest, looking at this scene here, just this particular scene, because I'm looking at the rain, I'm looking at the lighting, I'm looking at the rain on the character's face on the left, things like that. And we can pretty much say that that's Carnage at this point, but if that's a spoiler, then my apologies. But this is a little bit of an older film. Not too old, but you know. But I digress. If I was in like a blind test, and just forget audio for a second. If someone did a blind test and I take the blindfolds off and I see this frame here, in real life, this looks crazy good in this particular frame. I'm showing you specific things at random, so please keep that in mind. I most likely would not be able to tell the difference between this frame here, iTunes wise, versus the UHD bitrate. Just picture wise, right? I'm not going to focus on audio, just giving you a little bit of a visual on just what I'm experiencing here. This is an interesting shot in composition too. Let me, all right, let me go here. Nope. Let me play this thing here. Okay, let me pause that. All right, let me back up. Okay. So I guess this can be like my final example because I honestly don't know how much YouTube is going to allow. And, we'll see how it goes, picture wise and what they do with it. But basically, when you're watching now, this is a 144 hertz native panel, and movies are typically shot in 24 frames, with the exception of like Gemini Man and The Hobbit, things like that. So this scene here, and it's just certain things that you're going to be able to spot right away when you do like a side-by-side of like a 4K disc or a bitrate, a remux. versus an iTunes stream. But overall, it does come down to how it was shot. Is it native or not? You know, certain things are going to be looking a little bit more hazy, and I am picking specific things at random, but I'm just going to give you like a little heads up. Like you can tell that the motion in this particular scene is going to be heavy, you know, due to what's going on in the foreground and in the background. And in the midground, you know, you see Venom, you see the character, he's looking up at something. You see the backlighting so that it can separate Venom from the composition, you know, which is cool. Definitely the cinematography for this movie I do enjoy. And it's just one of the things that I like bringing to my channel because it's something different that we can all talk about and enjoy. But I'm just going to be giving you the honest truth. So let me back out of this and let me go here too. So just in case that doesn't show copyright or potential. So I'm gonna be honest. So you see here 4K, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. This isn't a Dolby Vision television, but the picture quality is at a higher level streaming wise because of the panel and what the technology brings to the table. However, um, iTunes streaming on this panel, it's doable. It looks good, but you can do better. I believe if you're investing in a panel like this, if you're able to, when it comes to your movies and TV shows, if you can watch it in the highest quality possible, then that's what I will suggest. This is more convenient. This is good. This is going to give you your Atmos audio. It's not going to be the same as it is on this, but it's going to give you a consistent picture and sound that iTunes is number one in this space when it comes to a digital retailer, when it comes to the movies and TV, because they're consistent and they got some of the best quality in the game when it comes to these digital bit rates. However, you can do better because this film is out on disc. It's out somewhere else as well. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Yeah, definitely. I noticed right away. 77 inches, streaming. You notice the macro blocking or the haziness, the fuzziness, the softness of things, and it could also just be how the film was shot as well. So keep that in mind. But I didn't want to make this too long. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Until next time, peace out. This is Pan signing off. Goodbye.